A tripped alarm at a Fulton County Elections Warehouse is fueling the heated debate over election security.
Yeah, we're told it happened over the weekend. No ballots were compromised here. 11 Alive's Latasha Givens is live at the Preparation Center where county officials just wrapped up a press conference. What did they have to say here, Latasha?
Hello, Sheba. While there are several questions that still need to be answered, there's one takeaway Fulton County leaders want people to know. They say those voting ballots were secure before, during, and after this incident. Over the weekend, officials say a sensor tripped an alarm at the elections warehouse. And when Douglas County deputies went to check it out, they found an open door. That door leads to a hallway on the second floor. About an hour ago, officials told us video shows deputies entering the building. They say that same video also shows the area where voting ballots are kept, and a secondary door leading to those documents was never breached. Here's more from Fulton County Commission Chair Rob Pitts.
Now, while the Sheriff's Department is still investigating this matter, the most important thing we know for a fact right now is that the room where the ballots are kept was never breached or compromised. I want to repeat that. The room where the ballots are kept was never breached or compromised.
Former President Trump released a statement about this incident, and we talked to one of the plaintiffs in the lawsuit against the Fulton County Board of Elections. We'll have that part of the story coming up at 6.